Long before highways and rooftops scarred the horizon, wild horses roamed the North American plains in vast herds, untamed, unbranded, and unapologetically free. Descended from the Spanish horses brought to the continent over 400 years ago, these Mustangs became icons of endurance and independence. Their hooves shaped the land, their instincts shaped their survival, and their presence became a living echo of a wilder past. Each birth in the wild is a small miracle, a fragile beginning in a world that offers no guarantees. This is the life story of one wild Mustang. From his first unsteady steps to his final stride beneath an open sky, we'll follow his journey through harsh winters, burning summers, battles for dominance, and the quiet strength of the herd. Along the way, we'll explore the real science behind wild horse behavior, their diet, speed, survival strategies, and place in American history. Through his eyes, we discover not just how wild horses live, but why they still matter. The wild begins. He was born under a sky bruised with thunder, a shadow among the tall grass. His mother stood over him, breathing hard, ears sharp to every sound. Within moments, the wild horse colt struggled to his feet, as all foals must, because in the open plains, standing quickly could mean the difference between life and death. Wild horse foals typically weigh around 90 to 100 pounds at birth, and within an hour, they can walk. Within 24 hours, they run. His kind, the American Mustang, descended from horses brought to the New World by Spanish explorers in the 16th century. Over time, they escaped or were released, forming feral populations. By the 1800s, wild horses roamed across millions of acres of North America. And now one more had entered the world. The Band of Survival. Thunder, as he would come to be called by those who watched him, grew up in a band, a tight family unit led by an experienced lead stallion and often several mares. In the wild, a horse's strength came from its group. Herds, or bands, were social units. A typical wild horse band includes 3 to 15 individuals, and stallions guard them fiercely. From a young age, Thunder learned the hierarchy. Older mares taught the foals what to eat, when to move, and where to find shelter. Their diet was simple yet specialized. Dry grasses, sagebrush, and shrubs, often consuming up to 20 pounds of forage daily. He learned to listen to the wind. Wild horses have an acute sense of hearing and smell, able to detect predators miles away, and their eyes, located on the sides of their heads, gave them a nearly 350-degree field of vision. Fire on the plains. One hot summer, lightning struck the horizon and fire swept across the land. It moved faster than any horse could gallop. Ash blackened the sky, and the herd ran hooves thundering against dry soil. Wild horses had evolved to sense danger long before it arrived, and their speed kept them alive. Though the blaze passed quickly, the land bore scars, but so did the horses. Their bodies were unharmed, but their minds changed. Danger didn't always come with a predator's teeth. Sometimes it came from the sky. Yet from the ash, green returned. Fires, as destructive as they were, created stronger grazing grounds in the months that followed. Nature had its balance, and wild horses had always known how to adapt. Lessons written in snow. Winter changed the land. Snow covered the grass. Water sources froze. Thunder learned to paw through ice to reach roots beneath. A fully grown wild horse like his mother could weigh 800 to 1,200 pounds, depending on genetics and access to forage. Maintaining the weight in the cold was a daily struggle. The herd huddled together, facing the wind. It was during this time that Thunder first saw Death, an elder mare, too weak to rise after a storm. But this too was part of wildlife. Unlike domesticated horses that had shelter, wild Mustangs faced the elements head-on. Their thick winter coats and constant movement kept them alive. Thunder survived, but only because the older horses remembered where to find open ground, shallow snow, and fresh water. Running with the wind. By age 3, Thunder had matured into a powerful stallion. His body was dense with muscle, his hooves hardened by years of running across rock and sand. He could now run with the strength and stamina of a true wild horse. Wild horses can gallop at speeds of up to 55 miles per hour in short bursts, though their strength lies in endurance, traveling 10 to 20 miles per day, often more during droughts. He played with bachelor stallions, mock fighting, bucking, rearing not just for fun, but to prepare for the real battles to come. In the distance, the lead stallion of his band watched. One day, Thunder would challenge him or be driven out to start his own band. Stallions rise. Spring brought more than flowers, it brought competition. Thunder was now 5. His body was scarred from previous fights. The mares had taken notice. It was time. Wild stallions often begin challenging for leadership between ages 4 to 6, their testosterone driving them into bold action. Thunder approached a rival band at dawn. The lead stallion came forward, ears pinned, teeth bared. The fight was violent. Hooves struck bone. Dust rose in clouds, and when it ended, Thunder stood over the other, not fatally, but firmly victorious. Now he had his own band. 4 mares, 1 foal, and another on the way. Wild mares give birth to 1 foal per year, usually in late spring, after an 11-month gestation. Thunder had earned his place not just as a leader, but as a father. The noise that doesn't belong. The roar wasn't wind. It wasn't thunder. It was metal. Helicopters. The Bureau of Land Management had arrived. There are now an estimated 86,000 wild horses roaming public lands in the U.S., far above the BLM's target appropriate management level of 27,000. The result? Annual roundups, controversial and chaotic. Thunder and his band ran as fast as they could, but machines were faster. Fences, corrals, trailers, things no wild horse should understand. Within hours, he was trapped, tagged, scanned, measured. Many wild horses are adopted out. sent to sanctuaries or placed in long-term holding pastures. Thunder, due to his age and condition, was released but into an entirely different region. His band was split. He was alone. Adapting to unknown lands. The new range was drier, the mountains higher, predators less familiar. Thunder wandered for days. Wild horses, though territorial, can travel across 1,000 square miles in a lifetime. Eventually, he found a small bachelor group and slowly integrated. In time, he built a new band, smaller but safe, and with them, he found new paths, new water, and new memories. He was older now, but smarter. He avoided low valleys during storms. He sniffed the wind for distant fires. He carried the knowledge of every lesson learned into every hoofstep. The last season. A wild horse's average lifespan ranges from 15 to 20 years. Shorter than a domestic horse's, but every moment is lived without reins or riders. Thunder now walks slower. His coat had dulled, but his eyes still held fire. A younger stallion approached his herd one spring, strong and eager. Thunder did not fight. He stepped aside, leading the younger one into the role naturally. It was time. That summer, Thunder left quietly, vanishing into the hills. No fences, no graves, just wind and time. But his blood still ran through the herd, and his lessons lived on in the hooves of the young. The challenge of survival in a changing world. Thunder's later years were marked not only by the passage of time, but by the shifting landscape around him. Climate change brought harsher droughts and more unpredictable weather. Waterholes dried up faster, and food grew scarce in ways previous generations had never known. Wild horses faced new threats. Expanding human development, fences that carved up their ranges, and competition with other wildlife for limited resources. Studies showed that wild horses' average lifespan in the wild was dropping, impacted by these challenges. Despite all this, Thunder's spirit and that of his herd remained unbroken. Epilogue. The wild horse's role in the ecosystem. Thunder's footsteps were more than just a journey. They were part of an ancient dance that shaped the land itself. As he and his herd grazed, they controlled the growth of grasses and shrubs, preventing wildfires by reducing fuel. Their hooves aerated the soil, encouraging seed growth and spreading native plants across vast distances. Wild horses, unlike cattle or deer, grazed in a way that maintained balance, promoting biodiversity. Scientists estimated that a single herd could spread thousands of seeds in a single season, making them crucial gardeners of the wild. Wild horses aren't just symbols, they're survivors. They maintain biodiversity, spread native seeds, and shape ecosystems through their grazing. But they're also under threat from shrinking land, political pressure, climate change, and misunderstanding. Some call them pests, others legends. The truth lies somewhere in between. Thunder was just one horse among thousands, but his story is all of theirs. Resilience, struggle, movement, memory. As long as wild horses run, part of the American West remains untamed. A legacy that runs forever. Though Thunder's hooves had long since faded from the plains, his story and the story of wild horses everywhere carried on. Generations of wild horses, descendants of those first Mustangs, continued to roam free in protected areas, sanctuaries, and carefully managed public lands. Conservation efforts had increased, balancing the needs of the horses with those of ranchers, wildlife, and ecosystems. Thunder's legacy was a reminder that freedom wasn't just a state of being, it was a responsibility. His life was a lesson in resilience, survival, and the ongoing fight to keep the wild alive.
If you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and click on the bell icon to get notified for more updates.
And also check out our previous videos for more animal infacts.